Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Leah, a urologist with over 15 years of experience. And if there's one thing I've learned about healthy aging, it's that small daily habits can sometimes matter more than complicated routines. Today, we're talking about a morning ritual millions of people already practice: drinking green tea. Green tea has built an impressive reputation. It contains plant compounds called catechins, including EGCG, and it's widely enjoyed as part of a healthy lifestyle. But simply drinking green tea doesn't mean you should expect every beneficial compound to work like magic inside your body. Preparation, consistency, your overall diet, and what you combine with your tea all matter. That's why today I'm going to show you 6 different kitchen ingredients you can pair with green tea to create a more interesting and potentially beneficial morning routine. Each brings something different to the cup, from plant antioxidants and aromatic compounds to flavor that may make a healthy routine easier to maintain. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and stay with me until the end because I'll explain each ingredient, what makes it interesting, and the simplest way to incorporate it into your green tea without turning your morning routine into something complicated. Here's the important part. Drinking green tea isn't a shortcut that automatically transforms your health. These compounds are influenced by preparation, digestion, diet, and your overall lifestyle. That's especially important as you get older because maintaining healthy circulation, metabolism, and energy increasingly depends on the small choices you repeat every day. This is where our 6 additions become interesting. Instead of treating green tea as a miracle drink, we're going to build a smarter morning ritual around it. And the first ingredient we're adding is turmeric. Turmeric contains a naturally occurring compound called curcumin, which has been widely studied for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation can place additional stress on your blood vessels and metabolic health, so including anti-inflammatory foods in a balanced diet can be useful. You don't need to overwhelm your tea with turmeric. Start with a small amount and see how your stomach and taste buds respond. The goal isn't to create an extreme health concoction, it's to turn an ordinary daily habit into something more intentional, enjoyable, and sustainable. Now let's move to the second ingredient, fresh mint leaves. Most people think of mint simply as something that makes a drink taste refreshing, but those small green leaves contain aromatic plant compounds that make them an interesting addition to your morning routine. Mint contains compounds such as menthol, along with several plant antioxidants. Biologically, mint has traditionally been used to support digestion and ease digestive discomfort. And that's important because a healthy morning routine isn't only about what nutrients you consume. It's also about how comfortably your digestive system handles what you're giving it. Emotionally, there's another benefit that shouldn't be underestimated. The aroma of fresh mint can make your green tea feel brighter and more refreshing, which may make the habit easier to maintain. After 50, consistency matters far more than chasing complicated health tricks you abandon after a few days. Practically, you don't need much. Take 3 or 4 fresh mint leaves, gently crush or tear them to release their aroma, and add them to your prepared green tea. Allow them to steep briefly before drinking. You can also combine mint with the turmeric we discussed earlier, although you don't need every ingredient in the same cup. Remember, we're building a sustainable ritual, not trying to create a miracle drink. The third ingredient is honey, and this one needs a little more explanation because many men hear the word natural and immediately assume they can use as much as they want. Honey can certainly make green tea more enjoyable, but the amount matters. Biologically, honey contains natural sugars along with small amounts of plant compounds and antioxidants. Its biggest practical advantage is simple. It can make an unsweetened drink easier to enjoy consistently, especially if you're accustomed to heavily sweetened beverages. But remember, honey is still a source of sugar, so adding several spoonfuls defeats the purpose of building a healthier morning habit. Emotionally, this matters because healthy routines have to be realistic. If forcing yourself to drink something you dislike means you'll abandon the habit after 4 days, you've gained nothing. Sometimes a small adjustment in flavor is what turns an occasional health choice into something you can maintain for months. Practically, start with about half a teaspoon of honey and adjust according to your taste and dietary needs. You don't need to make the tea noticeably sweet. You're simply softening some of green tea's natural bitterness. And there's an important principle here. More isn't automatically better. Whether we're talking about green tea, turmeric, mint, or honey, the goal is consistency rather than excessive amounts. The fourth ingredient is cardamom, a spice that many men have sitting in their kitchen without realizing how easily it can transform an ordinary cup of green tea. Cardamom has been used in traditional food and drink preparations for centuries, and its warm, slightly sweet aroma pairs surprisingly well with the natural bitterness of green tea. Cardamom contains aromatic plant compounds and antioxidants that have been studied for their potential role in supporting digestive and cardiovascular health. And remember, we're not looking for one ingredient that magically changes everything. We're creating a daily routine that supports the bigger picture: better nutrition, healthier circulation, and more consistent habits as you age. There's also a practical advantage. If you normally rely on large amounts of sugar to make green tea enjoyable, cardamom provides flavor without adding significant sweetness. That can make reducing added sugar much easier. Try gently crushing one cardamom pod and allowing it to steep with your green tea. If you're using ground cardamom instead, start with just a small pinch, because the flavor can become overpowering quickly. You can pair it with a tiny amount of honey if you prefer a smoother taste, but keep the sweetness moderate. The important thing is consistency. Small dietary choices repeated every morning can become part of a much larger, healthy lifestyle. The fifth ingredient is rosemary, and this may be the addition that surprises you most. We normally associate rosemary with roasted vegetables, chicken, or other savory meals, but this fragrant herb can also be used to give green tea a completely different character. Rosemary naturally contains plant compounds such as rosmarinic acid and other polyphenols with antioxidant properties. These compounds have attracted interest for their potential role in protecting cells from oxidative stress and supporting overall cardiovascular health. And as we've discussed, looking after your cardiovascular system becomes increasingly important as you get older, because healthy circulation supports your heart, brain, muscles, and overall vitality. Emotionally, rosemary also brings something interesting to the ritual: its strong aroma. A refreshing morning drink doesn't need to rely on large amounts of sugar or artificial flavoring to feel satisfying. Practically, keep the amount small. Add one small fresh rosemary sprig to your green tea and allow it to steep briefly. Rosemary has a powerful flavor, so adding too much can quickly overpower the tea. Remove the sprig before drinking. You don't need rosemary every morning either. Rotate it with mint, cardamom, turmeric, or a small amount of honey, depending on what you enjoy. The sixth ingredient is fresh orange or orange peel, and this is one of the easiest ways to give your green tea a completely different flavor while adding another source of useful plant compounds. Instead of reaching for lemon or lime, a small amount of orange can bring a sweeter, softer citrus taste that pairs naturally with green tea. Oranges provide vitamin C and several flavonoids, while the peel contains aromatic compounds and additional plant polyphenols. These nutrients are associated with antioxidant activity and can complement a balanced diet designed to support cardiovascular health and healthy aging. But here's where preparation matters. You don't need to squeeze an entire orange into your cup. You can add a small piece of fresh orange or a thin strip of thoroughly washed orange peel and allow it to steep briefly with your tea. If you're using the peel, avoid adding too much of the white inner layer because it can make your drink unpleasantly bitter. Emotionally, this is another reminder that healthy routines don't have to feel like medicine. Your morning tea can smell good, taste refreshing, and still fit comfortably into a healthier lifestyle. Now you have 6 completely different options: turmeric, fresh mint, honey, cardamom, rosemary, and orange. But here's the mistake I don't want you to make. Don't throw all 6 into one cup. The smarter approach is choosing 1 or 2 additions that suit your taste and rotating them throughout the week. That keeps your routine simple, enjoyable, and much easier to maintain consistently. Now that you know all 6 ingredients, let's make this practical, because the real benefit isn't in knowing the list. It's in creating a routine you can actually maintain. After 50, your body doesn't need complicated rituals or extreme combinations. What matters most is consistency. If you want something earthy and warming, try a small amount of turmeric. If you prefer a lighter, refreshing cup, add a few fresh mint leaves. If green tea tastes too bitter, use a small amount of honey rather than loading it with refined sugar. For a warm aromatic flavor, try cardamom. If you enjoy herbal flavors, rotate in a small sprig of rosemary. And when you want something brighter and naturally citrusy, use fresh orange or a thin piece of orange peel. You don't need all 6 ingredients at once. In fact, I wouldn't recommend turning your cup into a complicated mixture. Choose 1 or 2 additions and see which combination you genuinely enjoy. For example, you might use turmeric one morning, mint and honey the next, cardamom another day, and orange peel later in the week. The bigger lesson is simple. Don't search for a miracle ingredient. Green tea works best as part of an overall healthy lifestyle that includes nutritious food, regular movement, quality sleep, hydration, and stress management. These additions simply give you different ways to make that daily habit more enjoyable and varied. Stick with the routine consistently, rather than expecting dramatic changes overnight. Small choices repeated for months are far more valuable than extreme health tricks practiced for only a few days. Now let me tell you what I don't want you to do. Don't drink 1 cup of green tea with turmeric, mint, or cardamom and expect to wake up tomorrow feeling completely transformed. That's not how nutrition works. The real power of these habits comes from what happens when you repeat them consistently as part of a healthier lifestyle. Give yourself time. Over several weeks, pay attention to how you feel throughout the day. Is your energy more stable? Are you replacing sugary morning drinks with green tea? Are you staying better hydrated and making healthier food choices because you've started your morning intentionally? Those changes matter. And remember, each ingredient serves a slightly different purpose. Turmeric provides curcumin and other plant compounds. Mint gives you a refreshing option that may support comfortable digestion. Honey provides sweetness when used sparingly. Cardamom adds aromatic plant compounds without requiring extra sugar. Rosemary contributes polyphenols such as rosmarinic acid, while orange or orange peel provides citrus flavor alongside vitamin C and flavonoids. But none of these ingredients should be treated as medicine or a guaranteed solution for low energy, poor circulation, or sexual problems. If you're experiencing persistent fatigue, erectile difficulties, urinary changes, or other concerning symptoms, don't simply add something to your tea and ignore them. Speak with your healthcare provider. The goal of this morning ritual is much simpler. Take something you're already doing and make it more intentional. Choose combinations you enjoy, stay consistent, and let that small decision become one part of a healthier routine you can actually maintain. So the next time you prepare your morning green tea, don't think of it as just another drink you consume automatically. Turn it into a small, deliberate ritual that reminds you to take better care of your body. You don't need expensive powders, complicated recipes, or a cabinet full of supplements. Sometimes keeping things simple is what makes a healthy habit sustainable. Choose the addition that works best for you. Try turmeric when you want an earthy option, fresh mint for something refreshing, or a little honey when you need natural sweetness. Experiment with cardamom for its warm aroma, rosemary for a stronger herbal character, or fresh orange or orange peel when you want a brighter citrus flavor. I'm Dr. Leah, a urologist with over 15 years of experience, and if there's one message I want you to remember, it's this. Healthy aging isn't built around one miracle ingredient. It's built through hundreds of small decisions repeated consistently. Your nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress levels, and regular medical care all matter. So start with something simple. Make tomorrow morning's cup a little more intentional, then continue building healthier habits from there. If you found this video useful, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who drinks green tea every morning. And tell me in the comments, which of these 6 ingredients are you going to try first? Take care of your body, stay consistent with the habits that serve you, and I'll see you in the next video.